This is the initial stage, cutting out the piece of steel blank from the hollow section 2x4. Look at the curvature again. Interesting that it curves in this direction. So hydraulic press, straighten that, put a template on it, cut and grind, and bring down the rough blanking of the knife. Round the edge. This has the grind, this has the cut back to here. Thought it was easier instead of I fold the tip. Not exactly straight. One side is a little bit more than the other, so I'll have to cut in a bit more there. Looking down at this, you can see one side is tapered more than the other. A bit of work on that to see if I can pull that back. Maybe even bend. That might be part of the original bend on the steel that I may not be able to recover from. Little notch in here, it's coming along. I still have this one to do, and of course neaten the whole thing up, but not too bad. I guess about probably a little over halfway through. Is a finished grinding part. I have to polish it obviously, but it's come out a lot better than I expected. Yes, there's a couple imperfections. This was done with an angle grinder, you know, at this hour of the night where you really have artificial lighting. It's not bad at all. A little polishing, I think it'll really show up. It's definitely a lot better than I expected to achieve. Green hard cut. I've started sanding this cut with a hacksaw. Unfortunately, I don't have a jigsaw available today. This has been overcut slightly here. We'll see how this all goes, how we put it together. Try to get them even. Best I can do with that hacksaw. The hacksaw is troublesome by itself, but close enough, so we'll work with that. Reaching the home stretch, I've put the pins in, I've got them close to the correct length. I haven't stick anything yet with any epoxy, but I've just put the pins in and it's pretty much stiff enough to keep it together. I've run one of these flopper discs. These things are amazing. This has really just gone through that. Not done anything stupid, just cut really well. Trying to cut with the actual grind, this was a dumb idea. This is the thing. Look how fast that's done. I mean, that's 2 minutes work. Right, less than that actually. So this side is still rough, as you can see. I'm going to run it through with this, right, and hopefully I'm out of this in about probably 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I've gotten it all sanded up, and I'm at the point where I can bevel the edges a little, right? Probably not the final bevel, but bevel them at least. And then what I'll do is put the epoxy, clamp this, call it a day. It has basically been scruffed up here. I'm going to clean it with isopropyl in preparation for putting 2-part epoxy. These have been now ground and matched in my life profile properly. A little bit of bevel's been put with the same disc, but again, this is better done by hand after everything is all finished. This is the error cut I made early. I'm just gonna have to fill up with epoxy. Apart from that, looks acceptable. So let's get on with it. Light is going. Now it's 5:45. Let me see if I can get this clamped up and finished. Either way, it's a 5-minute epoxy, so I really have about 3 minutes in the tropics. Well, the epoxy was really quite a mess. As you can see, it's thrown over, come over on the edge here. Paper that I used to put between the vise and the device to keep it from mine, that's stuck on, so I need to get some of that out. And yeah, it's just generally gone over all over. But again, a little bit of sanding, a little bit of cleanup, that will all work out. But yeah, I barely got that in with that epoxy. The epoxy has leaked every single way. It wasn't really showing that well with the last video, so I'm just showing it back where you could see some of it all over. I'm going to try to scrape it now before the epoxy gets hard. Well, unfortunately, the person I'm giving this away to is leaving tomorrow very early, relatively. So by 8 a.m. so I have to get it sorted tonight. It's already 8 o'clock in the night, so all I need to do really is just, these are a little bit protruding, sand this down, break this a little bit better, break that a little bit better, and yeah, just sand these down. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show this in the daylight, which would really make a big difference in being able to see it on a video, but such is life. It looks pretty good. This has not been cleaned up, it's gonna have to go that way, but yeah, it's not bad at all. The epoxy caused a bit of issues, but in the end I guess it does make it a little bit better, so I think we should be okay. Yeah. The person who this is going to does appreciate it. he appreciates the work that goes into it, into getting it done. But it's a bit chunky, it is a bit heavy. I would have really liked to show a few others before I give it away, because there's a big difference in the looks on a video and the feel in your hand. Anyway, this is probably going to be the last of it. I'm probably going to get one picture after I sand it, and thereabouts. After that, it's gone. Memory has died, so this is going to have to remain so. These little scuff marks here, which would have been easy if I had some good 120, and these are slightly above, maybe about 2 tau to 4 tau above, and they should really go down. Again, no emery. Again, this here, I would have gotten this a bit smoother, straightened that edge there, gotten that roughed out, smoothened this. Again, this is about just about maybe 1 tau. This might be about 2 or 3 tau. This is about 1 tau above, and the edge here is about 1 tau. This is level here. So again, that, polishing this. But as I mentioned before, the guy is leaving and I need to give him it. I'm not going to pay for FedExing. This little imperfection here, that should really straighten out. This should be evened out. Little minor things. This was supposed to actually grind in and go in there, so it was supposed to be matched up when you straighten that out. All these minor things will happen, and you're still seeing little metal particles in the blade as a result of the sanding. Again, that probably is a bit of a mess, but yeah, it's not going to kill anyone. No one's really using this for anything. It's really a fantasy knife. It really is just about trying to build it more so than its practical usefulness.